everyone, and welcome to another match reaction on Football Talk podcast. My name's Ozzie, and I'm your host for today's show. What a crazy game it was earlier today. Liverpool go 8 points clear at the top of the table as we just about snatched the win against Southampton with a 3-2 victory. It wasn't the best of performances, to say the least, but we showed signs of true champions and got the crucial win, especially as Man City dropped points yesterday in their defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. So let's discuss the key moments of the game. I'll then do a player ratings, and we'll also have a call-in show towards the end. So if you'd like to come on and have your say, the floor is yours. There is a link pinned in the live chat. So let's talk about the first half. Very early on, Liverpool hit Southampton on the counter-attack as Szoboszlai drives with the ball, lays it off to Salah on his right side, who hits the first-time shot, saved by McCarthy. Then moments later, Mohamed Salah has another shot from the right-hand side, but this time it was a bit closer to goal, but his shot was blocked by McCarthy once again. But Liverpool kept on going and applied plenty of pressure on the Saints. Szoboszlai has a snapshot from distance. That shot also goes straight to the keeper. Then Gakpo shoots from the left-hand side of the box, parried away by McCarthy for a corner kick, and that's the crucial moment there. Szoboszlai produces a fantastic delivery with his corner towards the near post. Darwin Núñez completely misses the ball from a few yards out. For me, he should have done better. They probably should have even hit the target. Jones, then moments later, had a shot from the same move, and it was saved by the keeper again. Conor Bradley tries his luck with a left-footed strike, but his shot was blocked and rolls towards the keeper. Now McCarthy makes an error as he quickly throws the ball towards his defence. Liverpool apply the press, and Downs ends up giving the ball away to Szoboszlai, who's on the edge of the box, controls it, and hits a fantastic left-footed strike into the top corner. What a finish from the Hungarian, who scores his first goal of the season. Hopefully, it's the first of many. Southampton respond quickly with an attack themselves. Downs produces a turning shot inside the box. Kelleher parries it away for a corner kick. Great save from the keeper there. But Liverpool, unfortunately, got a bit complacent and conceded a goal as Van Dijk gives the ball away in the middle of the park. Dibbling gets on the ball, drives forward, and Robertson tries to rescue the Reds with a last-ditch tackle near the box. VAR review the incident to see if it's a penalty or a free kick. Unfortunately, a penalty was awarded. And I'm not speaking as a Liverpool fan from a neutral point of view. I have to disagree with that decision, as I thought it was a free kick, as it was quite clear that that foul took place just outside the box. Nonetheless, Armstrong steps up for the penalty. Kelleher makes a fantastic save, but unfortunately, Armstrong scores from the rebound to make it 1-1. And that's the first half. Second half, it was Southampton that were on the attack. Dibbling has the opening effort as he drives into the box and hits a lethal shot from distance, but his effort goes high and wide. Southampton get the second goal through a Fernandes finish. Hit us on the counter attack, but it was a decent finish from the midfielder. Southampton almost make it 3-1 as Armstrong goes through on goal. He's blocked by Kelleher. There's a couple of defenders around him as well. No contact made on the ball, and I can't lie, at the time, I was a bit concerned that another penalty was going to be given. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. Then Darwin Núñez attacks the right channel and hits a low cross towards Luis Diaz, who's just come on the pitch. But unfortunately, he completely misses the ball. Huge opportunity for Diaz to score. Should have been a bit more patient and maybe just held his run a little bit. A great ball from Mohamed Salah to start that move. Liverpool then finally get the equaliser as Gravenberch pings a long ball up top over the Southampton defence. McCarthy is off his line, which Salah cleverly notices. So as the ball drops, Salah hits a first-time shot that takes the keeper by surprise as the ball is rolling into the back of the net. Clever finish from Mohamed Salah, and yes, he meant it if anyone doubted that. Then moments later, I thought Liverpool were about to take the lead as Luis Diaz produces a fantastic header from a corner kick. But fair play to McCarthy. He produces a fantastic save to parry the ball away for another corner kick. And in the second corner, McCarthy tries to catch the ball in mid-air, completely misses it. It drops to Gravenberch, who's probably a couple yards away from goal, but somehow he hits the shot over the bar. Poor miss from the midfielder. Should have scored, in my opinion. McAllister, who's just come off the bench, hits a vicious shot from distance, but he just misses the top corner. But finally, Liverpool get their breakthrough as Sugawara blatantly handballs in the box and a penalty is awarded. Mohamed Salah steps up and scores with a fantastic strike. What a finish from the Egyptian king. Liverpool take the lead to make it 3-2. And moments later, Liverpool almost made it 4-2 as the Bosnia lifts the ball over the defence where Salah is through on goal 101, but unfortunately he rushes his shot and misses the target. Southampton thought they may have had a penalty shout as Konate brought down Cameron Archer, but there was barely any contact made, so no penalty given. But to be honest, it was a clumsy challenge from Konate, and also before that moment, there was poor positioning from Robertson to even allow that cross from coming into that danger zone. Liverpool up the gears and try to go for their fourth goal as Diaz hits the ball towards Mohamed Salah. He hits a shot, but unfortunately hits the bottom of the post and goes out. And unfortunately, he was denied a hat trick there. But Southampton, they didn't give up, especially during stoppage time. Stevens gets a header from a set piece around the 94th minute, but his effort goes over the bar. So that was the final moment of the game. Overall, a crazy end to this fixture. We're not used to conceding a lot of goals, especially against a team ranked at the bottom of the table. But the fixture after an international break is always a tricky one, as there's so many factors in terms of why a team are not able to produce their best performance. But overall, I'm pleased we got the win. Don't get me wrong, despite having a lot of shots in the first half, we were sloppy in possession and we did not control the game whatsoever like we normally do. But having said that, we still have to give credit to the boys for continuing to fight and never giving up, as we were up against a team that pretty much played a 5-5 formation, no attack, straight up defense and midfield, and that was from the first half. These are the teams that will cause Liverpool issues this season, but thankfully we've got over this hurdle and finally got the win. Liverpool are now top of the table, of course, but we have 31 points in 12 games, which is a fantastic start to our campaign. We're 8 points away from Man City and 9 points away from Arsenal. Now, call it premature, but I feel like something special is going on here. I'll say with chest right now, I think we're going to win the league. A win against City next week will definitely cement it for me. And I'm getting 2019/2020 vibes right now. We're flying and we're running away with the points. And our rivals are dropping points left, right, and centre. When have you seen Man City lose 5 games on the bounce in all competitions? And 3 of those games were in the Premier League. Put it this way, they have not gained a single point in November so far, which is a crazy stat. So for Liverpool, this is the time to capitalize and take full advantage. So that's my match review of the game. So let's get into the player ratings. If you'd like to call in, a link is available in the live chat. So feel free to hit the link. You can wait backstage and I'll get you on the show after this segment. So let's bring on the graphic for the player rating. So let's start with the goalkeeper, and that is Kelleher. I thought he had a fantastic game against Southampton. Had to produce a lot of saves, kept us in the game on numerous occasions. So for me, didn't really put a foot wrong. In terms of the goals that we conceded, you can't really say he was at fault. The first goal, yeah, you can't really do much about it. And the second one as well is just a clean finish in the bottom corner. So for me, yeah, I wouldn't put my finger in terms of blaming Kelleher for any of the goals that we can see. I think from a defensive point of view, he was probably one of our best players today because, quite frankly, a lot of our other players were quite average today. So in terms of his rating, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Conor Bradley, for me, had a good performance today, coming in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold, who unfortunately is still injured. But Conor Bradley, I think did really well in terms of his all-round game. Definitely helped out in terms of, from an attacking point of view, he definitely formed a good partnership with Mohamed Salah on the right hand side. Had a couple shots towards goal as well. Defensively was decent. There were a couple of occasions where I think Carl Peters got past him once, and then there was another player, I can't remember now who it was, but generally he wasn't really exposed on our right hand side, and in fact it was probably our strongest side throughout the game. So overall, a good solid performance. I can't really fault him for his game. Nothing spectacular to give him a very high rating. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Konate, yeah, he probably had one of his worst games of the season so far. He just didn't look like he was with it today. It seemed, I don't know, off the pace. Seemed like he wasn't fully fit, wasn't focused. He was erratic. Just wasn't himself today at all. And that was from the first opening 10 minutes, where you can just tell he just wasn't on it today, unfortunately. Thankfully, it didn't lead to too much chaos from our side where we conceded too many goals. I know we conceded 2, but I feel like it could have been a lot worse. But no, he had a poor game. I can't really sugarcoat any more than that. Hopefully, he gets a bit of rest and he's able to recoup and produce a better performance against Real Madrid, because it will be required. So for this fixture, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10, and that might be me being generous there, but that's my score for Konate. And Virgil van Dijk, for me, wasn't any better, if I'm being honest. The first goal was his mistake. He's carrying the ball and he's just giving the ball away, which is so unlike Virgil van Dijk, but he's human after all. These things do happen. The only thing I would say that puts him ahead of Konate in terms of my rating is that in the second half, he definitely improved. He's a lot more aggressive. I remember him making some sort of sliding challenges in our attacking half that led to opportunities being created. So he definitely stepped it up. Konate for me was just a bit average throughout the whole game. So for Van Dijk, he gets the edge for me. So he gets a 6 out of 10. Robertson. I know this is going to be a big talking point amongst our fan base, and he had a complete shocker today. The penalty that we conceded, of course, yeah, obviously he tried to cover for Van Dijk, but the challenge was, was it required for him to make that kind of challenge? I'm not too sure, because the player that was driving the ball was dribbling, and if you watch my match preview, I spoke quite highly of him. He's a left-footed player, so the way he was running, I feel like if Robertson just stayed on his feet and just was a bit more stronger with the challenge, it would have made the attacker go a bit more to his right side, which would have been on his weaker side. So I don't think it was required, but obviously that's me speaking in hindsight. But obviously, let's just look at the incident itself. He's given away a penalty. For me, it's not a penalty, and I'm not speaking with a Liverpool hat on. I truly believe it. The tackle was made just outside of the box. So Michael Oliver in the VAR office, same old rubbish there. Corrupt officials as usual. So no surprise there, but here we go. But then generally, his overall game was quite poor today. A lot of the attacks came through Southampton's right-hand side, came through dribbling mainly. And yeah, it was just looking like an elite player against Robertson. And I do rate dribbling, but he's not to that level right now. So, no, Robertson just wasn't there. He did kind of contribute from an attacking sense, where he made overlapping runs for Cody Gakpo, but defensively, I thought he was quite poor. And even there was a moment where Konate almost conceded a penalty, either from his challenge on Cameron Archer, I believe it was. The positioning of Robertson to even let that cross come in was so bad. So no, not a great performance from Robertson. I was quite surprised to see Tsimikas wasn't in the squad, let alone the lineup. I believe he's picked up an injury during training, so that's why he wasn't available. Hopefully he's fit and ready for the game against Real Madrid, because for me, he starts ahead of Robertson. So for Robertson, unfortunately, not the best of games. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. Drop a comment, let me know if you think that's too low or too high. Let's see what you guys have to say. Now, in terms of our midfield, Curtis Jones had a very quiet game, in my opinion. Definitely, made his presence felt with, trying to retain the ball and keeping it neat and tidy, but he didn't really have an impact in the game altogether. And from an attacking point of view, I don't feel like he contributed that much. So an average performance. I can't say it was really bad. I can't say it was really good. So literally bang in the middle. I think 5 is a bit too low to say bang in the middle. I think he's done a bit better than that. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10 for his performance today. Gravenberg was definitely one of our better midfielders today. He wasn't spectacular, but he definitely showed glimpses of his quality that we've seen throughout the season. There's been a few occasions where he had a quick turn of speed. There were times where he was distributing the ball really well. He had that very easy opportunity in the second half where I feel like he should have buried it. It was like 2 yards out. Managed to kick the ball over the bar. But generally, I thought he was a good performer for Liverpool today. So in terms of his rating, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. So Bosley, for me, performed really well today. Good to see him on the score sheet. I did have a feeling he was going to score today on the basis that he's had a good international break with Hungary. Scored a last-minute winner for his nation against Germany. So I felt like he was in a good form or good mood going into this game. And that was quite evident in terms of like little things that I noticed. So in the past, you can tell he was a player lacking confidence. For example, when someone's giving him a simple pass, the way he would control the ball, he'd control it where it's an easy opportunity for an opposition to take the ball away from him. It would be like heavy first touches. This one he seemed a bit more quick. He seemed a bit more snappy with his decision making. It was much better. Showed his energy. He was absolutely knackered towards the end of the game, struggling to press at the front, but just goes to show how hard he was working for the team today. So I was very impressed. In terms of the goal, took the goal very well. Also provided some decent free balls that could have led to more goals to our scoreline. But overall, very pleased. Great goal, nice control, and left-footed finish in the top bins. First of many that I'm hoping for Szoboszlai this season. So in terms of his rating, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Mohamed Salah, what can I say? For me, the best player in world football right now. I don't think no one comes close, in my opinion. He was fantastic today. Now, some may say that he had a quiet first half. I actually don't think that was the case. I feel like he was the attacker that looked like he was trying to make things happen, whether it's from his passing or his dribbling or being in goal scoring opportunities. I feel like he was the guy that was making things happen. And in the second half, he just switched it up, scored 2 goals today. The first one, for me, was a clever finish. He saw the goalkeeper come out of his line. So he thought, I don't need to control it. I can just literally toe punt it, or however you want to phrase it, and just hit towards the target. And that should seal the deal there. And that's what he did. And the second one, great penalty. McCarthy went the right way, but no chance of saving that. So for me, very, very pleased with how he performed today. Look, he likes to score winners against Southampton. I remember I saw a picture earlier on today on X where they were comparing our season, the 2019/20, where we had the purple away kit. So that's where he scored the win in that fixture, and he's done it today as well. So that's why I'm getting that kind of 2019/20 vibes. Who knows? This could be our year. But in terms of Mohamed Salah, listen, I've pleaded with FSG in my previous shows. We need to give him a contract. I don't know what's going on. It's been very quiet on that side of the table. Just give him what he wants. And I probably think he doesn't even want like a pay rise, like a crazy amount. I mean, he just wants a bit of confirmation in terms of him having a long-term future at the club. I think he just wants a 2-3 year contract, and I think he deserves it, to be honest with you. So, look, contract talks, we'll have discussions, I'm sure, later in the coming weeks, with January window set to be open in about a month's time. But for now, whatever happens in future, we have to enjoy Mohamed Salah because I feel like he's been so elite, and I just feel like he's so disrespected from rival fans, which is normal, but amongst Liverpool fans, I don't feel like he gets the respect he deserves. And today was a prime example that without Mohamed Salah, there are a lot of games where we won't be able to get any points. He's rescued us today. Those 2 goals came through Mohamed Salah. So, put some respect on his name. But in terms of his performance today, I thought he was really good. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 rating there. Gakpo had a bit of a quiet game, very strange game. Like, he was on the ball on a number of occasions, but he's very predictable in his play. It was the same type of run, no real imagination. Unfortunately, it wasn't very impactful. At the time when he got substituted, I thought maybe we substituted the wrong guy because I feel like Darwin Núñez was more ineffective than Gakpo, but it could have been either of the players because none of them really had much influence on the game whatsoever, and they weren't really creating anything for the team. So, fortunately, not the best performances from Cody Gakpo. So, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 as well. And Darwin Núñez, I'll say bluntly, I wasn't impressed with him today. I think the first half was very quiet, hardly got involved. In terms of his defense, he didn't get a lot of service, which I will definitely agree with. But sometimes when you're a striker and you're up top and you're not really getting much service, what do you naturally do? You drop deep and try and get on the ball if you can. Whether you get it from a midfield position or not, you need to get active and be involved in some shape or form. You can't just stand further up and expect service to happen when it's not clearly working, because let's not forget, Southampton played a 5-5 formation. There was no attack. They only had an attack when they hit us on the counter. But from a defensive point of view, it was 5 lines of defenders and 5 lines of midfielders, including the attackers were in that. So it was a low block to a different level today. So we weren't going to stretch this team. It had to be through intricate passing, quick passing around the box. So a player like Darwin Núñez probably wouldn't have suited our game today. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of options. So in terms of his performance, I don't think he was effective. It's funny, when Luis Diaz came on, he automatic just had a reaction and provided a fantastic cross towards Diaz, and Diaz completely missed it. I was doing a live watch on earlier on today, and I think I was insulting him a little bit to say, why hasn't he been taken off? And then pretty much shut me up with that moment there. But that is Darwin Núñez. He just surprises you in certain moments here and there. I just don't feel like he did enough today. So for his rating in today's game, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I don't think he was that good today. And that is my player ratings. Feel free to drop your comments and let me know what your player ratings are. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. So in terms of man of the match, there's only one man that deserves that award. It's close between Szoboszlai and Salah, but for me, Salah is obviously scoring the 2 goals. So yeah, very, very important win there. So Mohamed Salah is my man of the match. Now, before we close the show, I will quickly bring on the subs and rate them as well. So we had, let me refresh my mind, Diaz came on for Gakpo. And then we had Curtis Jones being taken off for McAllister. And Endo coming on for Darwin Núñez. Obviously, Endo was not playing as a striker, so I'll move him very quickly. It was like there, and then I think it was McAllister being further up, and then Endo here. So let's go with Luis Diaz. So obviously, his first moment of the game after coming off the bench was that chance from Darwin Núñez. I feel like he just made that one step too far, and then obviously couldn't get the ball as they went past him from behind him. Sorry. So that was the one where I was like, if he scored that instant impact, and then we would have been a bit more relaxed going forward. But he also had a fantastic header moments later from a corner kick that was saved by McCarthy. So he definitely made his presence felt. Definitely was on the front foot. So I thought he had a decent cameo when he came on. Obviously didn't play for too long, but still had a decent performance. So I'll give him 6.5. I feel like he definitely tried to contribute in the attack. McAllister kept the ball neat and tidy, had this vicious shot from the outside of the box. I thought it was going top bins, but he just missed the target there. But kept it neat and tidy. We needed a bit more control at the time. He definitely added that. But obviously nothing too spectacular to give him a high rating. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. And Endo, I think he only played about 10 minutes. The contribution I remember was his pressing, helping out Luis Diaz on that left channel. Got fouled as well, shouts for penalty, but they didn't review it. So no surprise that VAR don't get involved when it comes to Liverpool, especially in the final stages of the game. So yeah, he did his thing, but I can't really give him too much of a high rating. So he gets an average rating of 5 out of 10. And yes, that is my player rating. And that is also the end of the show. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of content coming this week in terms of your way. So we've got the Premier League Match Week 12 review tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. UK time. Then on Tuesday, we'll be doing a match preview of Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Then on Wednesday, we'll do the live watch along and match reaction of Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Then on Thursday night, we'll be previewing the big Premier League game between Liverpool and Man City. So lots to come this week. I'll also be doing a watch along for that fixture next Sunday. So yeah, feel free to hit that notification bell so you are aware of what time the shows are going live. And also follow me on social media for all the latest updates. You can follow me on Instagram at Ozzie.ftp. You can also follow me on X at Ozzie_FTP. So yeah, feel free to hit me up. And yeah, look out for all the latest updates in the terms of upcoming shows. And that is it for this evening, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to speak with you all tomorrow. Goodbye.